Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I'm here today because I wanted to show you how I made the mushroom. I've got a few people asking me to show you how, so I will do that. I'm also wearing a black jumper, which is not good to craft in, but what are we going to do? It picks up fluff. Okay, so now I've got to admit that when I did it, the first mushroom that I made, that I sent to Jeanette, who is seriously, sorry Jeanette, who is Scrapping Happy XO here on YouTube. I sent her the mushroom that I made. I didn't do a tutorial of the mushroom, and I should have done, but when I was working it out, it took a lot of doing. It was not just something that I could just, had to get it all right, okay? So it took me a while, so that's why I didn't get the video on it, and I don't think I'm going to make another thing unless I do the video, because honestly it's really hard to reconstruct something if you do so many different styles to start with, and I couldn't remember what I'd used. But anyway, so I went and I got another jar. Now I wanted to do the jar because I thought it looked a bit more, well, I don't know, can't really say what, a bit more. And this is just before I had a mason jar. This one here is the Legos one that we got from we use the sauce out of with our spaghetti, so that was what I used for this. Now I've only done part way because I wanted to show you still the further process of it, but I have coated the jar with paper. The reason I did that was because I wanted the effect, but I also wanted it to be a solid thing because I wanted to ship it out. But anyway, so I'm just going to turn on my timer here, so I've got my husband's stopwatch there, so now I can do this. So I just wanted to show you that that's what it looks like, and I put gesso on it. I just dipped some gesso into a bowl, or some flat plate actually, and dipped me paper in there, and then put it all on there, and it took overnight to dry, so that's why I've been, getting along with bits and pieces of this at a time. I actually sat that on the dictionary that I was using, and therefore I have a red mark, but that's going to be covered over, so we're not going to cry. Now today I've put some, this is Mod Podge that I put this on with. It's what did I do with the bottle of that? Here we go. We use Mod Podge for that, and that's like a glue, and it also gives it a nice shiny finish, but that was just to stick it there, right? There wasn't anything to that. Then I put gesso on here. This is nearly dry, this bit. I only did a bit so I could still tell you that bit, okay? So I guess I can do, no I won't, because I'll keep continuing. I'm going to finish doing that. I better do this. I'll do this first because I want it to dry before I can, and then I'll do another part. I'll do the top part of the mushroom, and then this will dry while I'm doing that, I hope. Okay, now I'm just going to put it lightly over. I don't want it to be too thick. I'll just use one of these. Best thing you can use are these brushes, these foam things. A paintbrush just takes forever. Anybody would realise that anyway. I'm not going to be too concerned about the top there because that's going to be covered anyway, and just as long as it's finished off. The mushroom might have a little raggedy part around him anyway. So looks like I'm making another one of these. I really am not a big fan of doing something twice. It's really strange, I know, because I hardly ever make two of anything. Hardly ever do I make two of anything. But anyway, so that's good. That's covered enough because you can still see the text, but not as much as what you could before. So that's what I did. I just put the gesso on it, and I'll put more on the bottom here. This is going to be covered with felt, so that won't matter. So Sonia's now putting that on there, and I'm going to have to stick that felt onto it just to set there to dry, okay? Because it'll come off anyway. Just give it a bit of a tug and that'll come off there. So I've got that bit. Now, nothing to put that in at the moment. Wipe for me. I'm actually using facial wipe. It says for mature skin. That's just because they were $2 sitting on the end of the thing at Target the other day. I thought, well, I'll have those. I need more. And I don't know how much I pay for the other ones. I use the baby ones, but these are fine. These will just do me. I just picked up a couple of packets, so The other ones were for hands and these are for faces, but you know what? It doesn't matter what you wipe, I guess, with it. It's all good. Now, for the top part. Now, this part is probably going to be a little bit tricky for some people, but it won't be if you do it how I ask you or show you. It should work, right? Now, I was lucky enough to get a great big reel of this good thin stuff that's like in between the thickness of card. Oh, it's a good thick-ish cardboard, but it's on a reel, so therefore it's going to, you know, spin, bows up a bit, but we'll straighten it out. So I've got a bit of this. Now, what I did was to get the size. Because of the size of the jar that I have, it goes with the exact size of our bread and butter plate. And that's what I cut this out of. Okay? Now, I can tell you the circumference of that, maybe. I can tell you what the... it's 20.5 centimetres, which is about... oh dear, what have we got in inches? I've got no idea. Wait a minute, I've got to do something else. Maybe people can convert that anyway. I'll probably figure it out before we're finished. Across there. And so, just use your bread and butter plate. Get your jar. If the bread and butter plate's right, use that and cut around it, because that's what I ended up doing with mine. Then, for the... then for the centre, I got the lid. You're not going to be using the lid, but the lid you can use for the inside. So all I did was, first of all, I folded it into 4. Okay, when I did that, I folded it into 4 so I could find the centre. There's a mathematical ways to do this, but I'm not going to be dealing with that today. So out here was my centre, okay? So what I did was I just put that tin, I had to eyeball it. I think I got it reasonably okay. I did measure it from either side of the lid. From there, that's 7. And from there, that's 7. So I pretty much got that more or less in the centre. Yeah, well, it doesn't look too bad. Now, so that's that piece. So I cut that bit out. I rolled these lines because I wanted to try and get my centre a bit better too. So that did come to my centre, but they were a bit off. But anyway, it's okay because that's how you do that bit. So you want to cut that piece out, right? So then you have to go and you've got to get the piece that goes on the top, right? Now I've got 2 of them here because I had to try twice. This is the size of my dinner plate, okay? Flatten out. All right. Now, when I cut that out, I put that in the centre of it, the same way again. Then I cut up there. I only cut about these ones first, all right? I cut those ones first, further apart. Go on every quarter, say. Then you want to bring it over. That I've got about a half to a quarter to a half an inch each fold and glued, all right? Now, because you only split up to here, I should have probably taken that up a bit further, and I think that one went too far. There's always one that has to be wrong, isn't there? But I'm not going to panic about that just yet, because now when you sit it like this, it's still too big for this part, all right? Now this probably, I hope this is a bit more easier for you to understand than what how we're going here, but to get it now to be that size, right, so it will fit in there. Sonya actually has fabric scissors and paper scissors here. I'm going to cut up another couple of the wider ones. I'm going to cut up along them, maybe 4 of them, or 3. It would be easy if you did 4. I'll just try 3 to start with. We don't want to take it over too far. Okay, so here's my here's my tin. Look at that. I made myself I got myself a tin, and I thought, well, that's not nice. That tin, so I covered it for me glue pot. Okay, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That was flash tin. I did a bit of material. I thought, oh, that looks good. I'll just do that. So I did that. So that's for my tin. So I'm going to get some glue from the glue pot that's going to work for me. I'll get the lid off. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we need to just put this over. I'm going to just put a row of glue down on the inside where you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. And I'm going to put that over there. Okay, and I'll have to hang on to it for a little minute till it dries a bit, otherwise it's going to take off on me. If you're doing this with the glue gun, well, of course you can get it pretty much straight away. It'll be alright. Now, this is trial and error, because this is what I did when I did it before. It wasn't something that I had the instructions for. It's coming out of my head. But anyway, I mean, that's how you come up with things. And I'm just taking them over a little bit to start with. I'm going to try not to have them peaky bits. I don't want them peaky bits. Maybe I just didn't cut that up far enough. Oh no, it'll be fine. I won't panic now. Now, where's our round piece? We'll sit that in there. Let's see how we're going. And it's stuck down 2 so far. Right, now you can see that that's coming up further to fit in there snugger. There's a word, snugger. Okay, now we've got this one here. Okay, we'll stick that down. I know it's all squishing up here, squishing up because I probably should have flattened it out a bit better when I was doing it. Now, you could use a stiffer piece of card if you want to do yours with. I'm still going to take in another fold, I think. We'll do another fold, eh? I'll take it up this way here. Somewhere that there's plenty of room. Do another fold. I might cut it up further. And just fold it over again. So that's a fair few splits in it. But if you do less splits and more like less splits and turn over further, it might be okay, but I think you've got to just do it gradually to get it to the shape that the mushroom would be. It might be a little bit higher than the other one I made, but look, now that I'm really pleased with, because that's going to go in there, right? Now, it will go in there. So, now, to make the top, we need to put on some felt. I think that was the next thing that I did. I think I put on some felt. So, we need to get a bit that's not been a piece cut out of it. We're going to get the felt here, and we're going to use white felt to cover this. Okay, so this one's not going to be big enough, and that's not going to make me very happy at all, is it? What did I do before? Because it would have had a big enough piece. Surely to goodness. Maybe I've bought a different one or something. Okay, righto. That doesn't impress me at all, I tell you now. If I brought it up to the corners like I did. Right. I definitely want to use the felt because that's how it worked for me last time. But this must be a lot bigger than the other one I made. Should I cut it down? I could do that, couldn't I? I could cut it down so it's not so high. Because maybe this one is a bit higher than what I would have the last one I made. I don't know. It might not be. Because this goes over thing like that. Make it flatter anyway, but just got to figure out how to put this felt on here now. Okay. I'm going to put a bit of glue around the outside of the top of this to start with. Just around here, because later on I cut this centre bit out so it could be used for a pin cushion, but only that centre bit. I took that out. You don't have to do that. I'm not going to do that with this one, not yet anyway. But I want to figure out how I did this now. So you're going to have to just sit there and just yell at me, Sonia, you're doing it wrong. Okay, now that one went like that. I know. This piece here went like this. Right. Yeah, they're up like that to give it a... Okay, righto. Actually, I'm going to put the glue, I'll put the glue underneath here. Down there like that. I don't think that's going to stay together if I stick it up though. Is it? No. I'm going to stick him like this. Hold that there, like that. Okay. That's not working. It's not working. Let's just stick this down first. Here. And we're putting glue around the inside part here because we need it to stick down a bit further. Come over the top. Well, I've always bought this felt, so I don't understand why the size is wrong, because unless it's a different size that I've got here from what I've been buying. Seems quite strange, so it would be, doesn't it? Anyway, we're not going to panic too much. We're just going to continue on with this because it's going to get, we're all going to get over it, aren't we? Before too long. Okay, now. What I'm trying to do is make this piece here and have this sticking down here. This one will come right around this side, so we'll glue all that on there. And it's really, really hot in this shirt. This jumper, I might have to take my jumper off. Oh dear. I will do that though, because I'm going to get myself too stressed out if I don't. I'm sorry about everybody, but I've got to take this off. And then you'll notice that I've probably still got my nightie underneath. I don't know. I thought, why not? Then tomorrow. It'll be washed as tomorrow. Don't have to wear it tonight. I'm going to have my bath and put a clean one on. But I don't know, I thought this morning was cold, and anyway, it looks like a shirt, doesn't it? Yes, it'll be right. You can't see me that much. I'll try and stay out of this shot so as not to scare too many people. Okay, now, when you've got your fabric scissors handy, you can just, oh, should I do that though? Should I glue on it? I might not. I might try and see if I can cut it with these. You're just going to cut that down there like that. And you see how that'll just go really well. If I haven't explained it, what I'm doing, if you sit there and watch what I did, you'll be able to see how that works, how you just cut that bit out of there. Just crap on my glue bottle. Now I just cut that bit out of there so I wouldn't have all that bulky, and it also gets it the shape properly. You just want to put lots of glue on. I'm not talking much, well I am, but if I'm not saying a lot about what I'm doing, just bear with me. I'll just keep continuing to try and do this again this time where I couldn't do it. Show you what I did last time if I can. Okay, now that's got to be cut down there. I didn't want it to come to a peak. So you need to use a sort of a wettish sort of glue, something that gives you moving room, because you've got to be able to move it about, you see. You can't, well, unless you're going to get it perfect exactly straight up, which some people might be able to do, but I must say I need to have a bit of breathing space when I'm trying to do mine, because I don't want it to go wrong. Now, to be honest with you, when I was doing this, I knew that I was going to be putting bits and pieces all over it, and I didn't worry a great deal about these peaky pieces, these cornery bits here, okay? Now, the only part that is not covered is that section there, so I'm just going to nick a bit of glue off the other part and put it over. Now, see, I've got to move that over a bit because it's not, it has stuck, but I'll just move that over there. I guess what now I've shown you, the basic idea of how to make this. This is how it was made, right? the other part that's probably people are interested in will be the piece that goes in the centre to put the top on. So I'm going to, it doesn't matter if these pieces of felt are in bits, because they're going to, this is all going to be covered over, but you need it all to be covered nicely. So if I cut this off here and then glue it, hope you can see what I'm up to. Okay. Alright. There we go. And on this side, glue that on there. Still got that folded over shape, but if you've got one that hasn't been got a piece of cardboard that hasn't been folded over, it'll work a lot better for you. Just push that down and then cut your extra off here. I'm just thinking, I'm sure this is longer than wider, but anyway, it's okay. I've got plenty here to cover up those bad spots, you know, the parts that are not covered. And we're just going to put the glue in the section that needs it, and there, across here, that bit. Okay, and I'm just going to do that, put that around there like so, and join it together. So if you can butt it up against the other pieces, make sure you get it nicely. So I'm going to go turn this off, and I'll be back in 1 second, okay? Because if this goes for too long, it takes ages to load up, and I'm going to come back and show you, because I'm going to keep working on this. So I'll be fair here, this will be up after the other one, which is probably only a few hours apart, I think. So thank you everybody for watching this part, and I'm going to put part 2 up, and I will put them both in my playlists on my channel, so you can find where to get part 1 and part 2. So I hope this is going all right for everybody so far, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, bye bye.